for those who don't know, for the last 3 months of my life, I've been in this place where, you know, I've been bashed, I've been cut through, just people every single day coming at me. And it's crazy because the whole thing about it is like, the whole time it's like, she knows what happened, I know what happened, and we know that what you're saying and what the alleged things and the alleged accusations of my name is are not true.
On dirait qu'on ne va jamais se sortir de cette histoire. Il y a tout le temps un élément nouveau, un tweet, une déclaration. De mon côté, j'ai choisi de ne pas rapporter chaque news pour des raisons différentes. Depuis le live de Megan où elle désigne Tory comme la personne qui lui a tiré dessus et qu'elle donne sa version, j'ai eu la confirmation qu'on ne sait pas tout de cette histoire. Megan est bien gentille, mais concrètement, elle ne nous raconte pas exactement ce qui s'est passé. Il y a des zones d'ombre et à cause de ça, malheureusement, le doute s'installe. Surtout que chaque fois que quelqu'un parle, c'est pour sortir des grandes phrases comme « il faut protéger les femmes noires » ou alors « je suis vraiment traumatisée », mais en fin de compte, on ne connaît pas complètement l'histoire. Le cas de Kelsey, la meilleure amie de Megan qui était présente le soir de la fusillade, montre à quel point les choses sont bizarres. Jusqu'à présent, Kelsey n'a pas donné sa version. Le max qu'on a eu d'elle, c'est des messages subliminaux sur Instagram, elle like des commentaires, elle répond à d'autres, mais rien de plus. Encore plus chelou, une autre amie de Megan est sortie du silence avec ce texte, accusant clairement Kelsey de savoir qui dit la vérité et de refuser de parler. Kelsey saurait que Tory a bien tiré sur Megan, mais refuserait de la défendre publiquement. Les deux ne se parlent plus depuis cette nuit-là. Même le garde du corps de Tory, qui était aussi présent dans la voiture, donne sa version qui semblerait appuyer une théorie selon laquelle Kelsey aurait tiré accidentellement alors qu'elle se battait avec Tory. Il sous-entend que Tory sortait avec les deux amis et que c'est ce qui a provoqué la dispute. Dans tout ça, aucune déclaration de la part de Tory. Pourtant, Megan l'accuse, lui et son équipe, de propager des mensonges sur ce qu'il s'est passé. Mais dans les faits, Tory ne s'est pas exprimé pendant des mois, jusqu'au jour où il décide de revenir progressivement et d'annoncer la sortie de son prochain album, qui porte son prénom, Daystar. Il sous-entend qu'il donnera sa version. Là, on a du mal à le prendre au sérieux, car son silence plus la sortie de l'album, ça sent vraiment trop le coup marketing. Mais bon, dans les paroles, Tory reprend un mélange de toutes les rumeurs qui ont été dites sur le sujet, notamment concernant Kylie Jenner. Megan aurait été jalouse de l'attention que Tory portait à Kylie quelques heures avant la fusillade. Bref, à ce moment-là, chacun avait donné sa version. Pourtant, personne n'était d'accord sur ce qui s'était réellement passé. Le sujet a divisé les gens. D'un côté, ceux qui croient Tory, ou plutôt qui croient que Megan ment, et de l'autre côté, ceux qui défendent Megan. Et dans le contexte de tension raciale actuelle, Megan en a entre guillemets profité pour insérer le hashtag Protect Black Women, protéger les femmes noires. Pour beaucoup, cette histoire est représentative de la façon dont on perçoit les femmes noires, jamais victimes, toujours les agresseurs ou les menteuses, même en face d'un homme noir. Les problèmes ont continué pour Tory, qui en plus d'être blacklisté, se retrouve inculpé pour agression avec une arme. Attention, il n'est pas déclaré coupable, juste inculpé. C'est important car il continue de clamer son innocence. Hier, il annonce que pour la première fois depuis des mois, il va donner sa version en live sur Instagram. Est-ce qu'on va enfin connaître le fin mot de l'histoire ? À votre place, je mettrai pas tous mes espoirs dans ce live. Bref, il commence par dire qu'il ne souhaite aucun mal à Megan.
I don't ever want to come off like I'm here to bash this girl or I'm here to talk down about this girl or ever be at a place where like I'm disrespecting her, because to me as a person, she's still my friend. No matter what, even if she doesn't look at me like that, I look at her like she's still my friend. In the times that we were together or around each other, we've had nothing but joyous moments and good moments. So I'm not gonna sit here and bash her, but at the same time, it comes to a certain standpoint of me as a person where it's like, yo, do y'all want me to just sit here and just allow my name to be assassinated, my character to be assassinated, everything that I worked for to get here to just be assassinated for something that I did not do?
Comme je vous le disais, l'histoire a pris une dimension raciale lorsque Megan dénonce la façon dont sont traitées les femmes noires alors qu'elles ne font que tenter de protéger les hommes noirs, comme toujours. Plus qu'un agresseur, Tory Lanez est alors l'agresseur des femmes noires, un ennemi pour la communauté. Il s'en défend.
But it's like he's this guy who doesn't care about black women. That's what the narrative is now switched into and certain things like that. And it's like, hold on, I need y'all to really back this up. When have I not showed out for black women?
Là, je dois dire que Tory a déjà été accusé par son ex-copine de violences domestiques, physiques et psychologiques. Pas de preuves par contre. C'est un peu long donc je ne le lis pas, mais c'est juste pour mettre en perspective ce qu'il dit.
Every single one of my videos, the lead girl is black. My favorite song on the last Chicks tape that I put out was Beauty and the Benz. And that was a record that, with Snoop Dogg, that I loved. And instead of me even being inside of the video, I made the video all about the empowerment of black women. There's nothing but different types of black women in the video, all shapes, sizes, colors, ages, that just shows the love in what I'm doing. And it's like all of a sudden a narrative comes out with no factual evidence, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy.
Tory commence à reprendre tous les événements qui ont suivi la fusillade. Il dénonce des soi-disant manipulations qu'il aurait reçues, ainsi que le comportement de Meghan.
A report came out, and it was a TMZ report about there was gunshots in Kylie Jenner's house, and Tory Lanez goes to jail. They gave y'all all the facts of the juice of Tory Lanez going to jail, and this, that, and the third, and Meghan getting arrested, and da-da-da-da. 2 days after that, I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever. It's like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, the TMZ report come out. TMZ reports and have the surveillance now. Now they see the video of the arrest. You see Meghan, you see me, and you see it's all sprawled out on the ground in bathing suits, and you know, you see her out of the car, she's getting out of the car, she's hopping. It looks bad, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I felt bad watching it because it made her look bad, and it didn't make her look good. It didn't make any of us look good. And I didn't want that for her. I don't see that for anybody. So all of a sudden, when we get arrested, or when it looks like we all got arrested, the memes start. Now I wanna really bring you guys in for a second so you can understand something. And I really just want you to take this in. Like, she is a person I spent enough time with her to observe and understand something about her, where it's like, she's going through a lot. She goes through a lot, she deals with a lot on her day-to-day basis. And because of that, she's not used to, you know, and not even just because of that, but just because of the fact that she's been praised so much. We've always looked at her as like, yo, that's hip-hop sweetheart. Like, she's nice, she's talented, whatever the case is, cool. And because of that, like, we've never seen a moment where the memes have come at her, where the memes are like, yo, nigga, let's laugh at your pain. Ah, ha, 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 ha. She's never had to deal with that because she's always been praised. So everything that's been happening has been a reaction off of what's been going on.
Pour lui, l'histoire de Meghan comme quoi elle aurait reçu des balles dans les pieds ne tient pas. Pour lui, elle ment et elle veut attendrir le public en pleurant sur IG Live.
She went live on my birthday with all her jewelry on, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She knew that it wasn't a situation where, like, she knew she had to do certain sympathetic things, I guess, to push the narrative. And I don't know who told her to do certain things like that. And I'm not the one who's trying to, like, ever point the finger at anybody. But when it really comes down to it, it's like, you went on live on your birthday, and then you said, on my birthday, and then you said, I got shot in my foot, and it didn't hit no bones or tendons. So everybody's looking at this, and again, the internet is a sick place. This is a place where people don't give a fuck about you. They do what they do, they antagonize, and they do what they do. She now gets to this place where the people are like, hold on, and again, the internet is sick. The internet starts coming at her and saying, yo, show your feet. Because we're seeing you at DJ Khaled's house and you're on your tippy toes, and then we're seeing that you're, you know, that you're here and there, and they're antagonizing her. They're brutally coming for her and not giving her, I guess, what it is that she needed. But it gets to this point where now she posts a picture of a foot. There's no exit wound. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the story, and she says under the post, you see, I got shot in the back of my foot because when I was walking away from the car, she says she puts this in capital letters. She says, I was walking away from the car and I got shot in the back of my foot. She doesn't ever show the other foot that she claims she got shot in. And I'm not trying to, again, I hate that this is coming off like I'm trying to come for her and whatever cases, but this is what I'm having to endure and watch when I'm knowing certain facts.
Apparemment, le rapport de police initial confirme que Meghan a menti, mais Tory dit qu'il a beaucoup hésité à parler.
I do see when people are getting at her, and there's times when I'm like, damn, like, do I help her or do I speak up and say, yo, don't talk about her, whatever the cases are. But if I do that, then it's like I'm coming off like I'm guilty. And then if I say something about having remorse like I would like to, or saying something about certain things, it's like I come off like I'm guilty of something that I didn't do. So I had to be quiet on certain places. Now, I need y'all to really take this in and understand like how this works at this point. When all this starts happening, LA Times puts out an article, and in the article they say 2 sources close to the investigation said that she got cut by glass. They reported no gunfire wound in her foot. They just reported a woman with a foot injury. So you gotta understand, like, this is what's in their initial police report. Fuck all the Instagram, fuck the other shit. This is just what's in the police report.
Et pour finir, il s'est appliqué à complètement décrédibiliser la version de Meghan. Pour lui, il n'y a rien qui tient debout, et il nous sème le doute.
She starts breaking down the story, and I want y'all to pay close attention to how she breaks down the story, okay? Really pay close attention. She breaks down the story and she says, yo, I'm arguing. I'm in the car. I'm arguing with this nigga. I'm tired of arguing with this nigga. We get into a heated argument. I'm tired of arguing with this nigga. I get out the car. This nigga get out the car, and he starts shooting me. For no reason, he starts shooting me. So boom, then the cops pull us over and da-da-da-da. Hold on, let's take the first facts back to what she just said. So you mean to tell me that you're in a car with a person and this person is arguing with you? This person has gotten you to a place of like, yo, I don't even want to be around you. Like, I'm above this, I'm out of here. You get out of the car because the heated argument is so heated, and then this person gets out and shoots you in both of your feet, and you jump back in the car? Why would you jump back in the car with a dangerous man who just did a dangerous crime to you, who did this criminal intent to you, and all this? Why? Why would you jump back in the car? Well, yo, then the police pull us over, and I see, you know what I'm saying, we're all black in the car, there's a gun in the car, so I don't even want to be like, you know what I'm saying, I don't want nobody to get in more trouble, and I'm trying to protect this man. I'm trying to protect this man because at the end of the day, it's niggas getting shot out here. She then throws the black card at me. I'm trying to protect this black man. My love, nobody ever reported that you got shot but you. So how are you trying to protect me? At what point were you trying to protect me? At what point? Like, you know I got a child. You know that these type of situations, even an accusation, is something that I can't even be playing with. I don't even play with my life like that. So why would that, that to me just doesn't make sense. Okay, cool. Yo, I lied to the cops, I lied to the doctors. Let me tell you why they saying there's glass in my feet though. Because I lied to the cops, I lied to the doctors, I lied to this, that, and the third. Ladies and gentlemen, I need us to really understand what she's saying here. You mean to tell me that these medical doctors that are in an ambulance that work on-site injuries 24/7, you lied to these people and they just treated you for glass when you had a bullet in you? If that's what you're saying, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say they were dumb. You mean to tell me that the cops who were called for a gunshot in a Suburban or whatever the car was, found that same Suburban and found a gun in it, see you leaking and didn't check you for bullet wounds? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say they were dumb. You then say, oh, well, I was trying to protect this black man, so I never said nothing. I didn't want them to shoot me. I didn't want them to kill me. Okay, but when me and Kelsey and Quan were over there being questioned, you were in a stretcher. No one is going to shoot you in a stretcher. You had plenty of time to tell the cops that you were in danger. You had plenty of time. I'm not protecting somebody who just heinously shot me after a conversation that we just had. My mind is not on protecting you. I'm bleeding from my feet. I'm thinking about protecting my own life and I'm in danger. Why would you not say that with 2 feet bleeding from 2 bullet holes, from what you're saying?
Voilà, donc comme je disais, on dirait qu'on ne connaîtra jamais le fin mot de l'histoire, tout simplement parce que ni Tory ni Meghan ne veulent nous la raconter. Ils ne font que démentir des versions au lieu de s'asseoir et de nous dire exactement ce qui s'est passé. Regardez, voilà ce que Meghan a à dire sur le live de Tory. Ce mec est simplement fou. Comme vous, je ne sais pas la vérité, mais mon sentiment c'est que Tory est un manipulateur, mais que Meghan cache une partie de l'histoire, ce qui fait que c'est difficile de la défendre aveuglément. Rien à voir avec protéger ou pas protéger les femmes noires, on veut juste des faits, et après tout ce temps, on n'a pas grand chose à part des démentis. Peut-être que le procès de Tory permettra d'avoir de vraies réponses. Dites-moi en commentaire ce que vous pensez de la vidéo. Pour vous, qui a raison, Tori ou Megan? Vous trouvez qu'il y a un truc pas clair dans cette histoire? Pourquoi personne ne raconte vraiment sa version? Allez, on se parle en commentaire.